And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you persevered through that extended break of over an hour long. I apologize for the delay, but alas, it was out of our hands. We didn't miss anything, though. We didn't miss a single game. All the matches were just put on hold for a little bit, as of course we were undergoing some media, and players were, getting their profile shots taken, getting some interviews going on and all that good stuff. But we are here. We finally have a series before us right here, right now. A qualifying match in Group D.
And what can you tell us about you, sir? He says his name is herO. Oh god, more waiting. All right, it's fine. We trained for this.
Oh, it's okay, Poppy. It's okay. For those who maybe are unaware, we did not expect the broadcast to go this long. By the way, we've been live for over 7 hours, and it is 3 a.m. 3 a.m. in the morning here in Australia.
I didn't expect anything. I had no idea how long this is going to be. I thought it might have been like 4 hours, to be honest.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you just weren't telling me.
No.
In the bottom right-hand corner of the map for DKZ, it is Mr. herO.
I wouldn't do you dirty like that, Poppy. Oh my god. Ash.
You would.
Spotting in the top left-hand corner. You love to see it. It's going for the 15 hatch opener. We have the Polish Zerg player representing Team Liquid. It's the blue Zerg. It is Elazer. I thought that all 4 groups would start at the same time. I straight up thought that would happen, and then very quickly it was apparent that would not happen. And yeah, I've just been, off the cuff, taking the hits as they come, and I got a KSL broadcast in a couple of hours as well. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be beautiful. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go.
Oh god. Wait, what happened here? Elazer went for the over pool.
Yeah.
But he still got blocked.
He did.
I didn't know that was possible.
I mean, it is Dragon
What's
skills.
the point of doing it then?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I wasn't paying close attention to it either, as he was going for the 15 hatch, but I guess he was blocked anyway. I apologize. I wasn't. I was looking at the time.
I feel like something must have gone wrong.
Yeah, I feel like something must have gone wrong here, or maybe herO, he foresaw it coming and he was able to just get here in time anyway. Maybe he's just that damn good.
True. These probes just move faster.
Yeah. The herO probe. He wants that drone, by the way. Oh no!
He is getting really close.
Yeah. Oh, Papi, please.
I feel like Elazer now is leaving it there as bait.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see who baits who, as for the most part we're getting into this, and of course Elazer has already done amazing for himself. For those who weren't here over an hour ago and who weren't a part of history, as Elazer did take down Creator 2-0 in a pretty impressive fashion, is the fact that Elazer has been popping off tonight. He has already taken down one of the top Korean Protoss players, but now he's up against the best there is, the best there ever was.
Yeah, herO is extremely good at these Adept Oracle openers in several matchups, but especially in PvZ, he's very aggressive with them. We did see Creator earlier tonight as well, kind of showcasing that same sort of ability, picking apart Elazer with the Adepts, with the Oracles, getting a huge amount of damage, and then not being able to convert in the end. He blocks the Extractor. That was lovely.
Yeah, beautiful Extractor block there. He was able to get a drone kill. The first drone did survive at least, but now we have 2 Adepts. Now we can one-shot workers. Queens are in position to fend them off for the time being, but they're looking to shade on in if possible and get some more drone kills.
Yeah, these 2 Adepts looking to put some pressure on, maybe for some units. Oracle going to be linking up, as it does tend to do with herO. He loves to be aggressive with these openers, and Elazer loves to cut corners, so it's a fascinating matchup between these 2 players. 5 drones going to be going down.
It's crazy, you know, herO, he loves to kill drones, and Elazer loves to lose them, and they're just a pair made in heaven. That's 5 drones do go down. At least we do get the adepts, and things haven't snowballed out of control quite like a creator was able to pull off, but we're still in the midst of things. We're still in the beginnings as the Oracle survives. We have our second Oracle out, and we have a third Oracle on the way. This is something that not all Protoss players have been akin to. A lot of them have been cutting it at only 2 Oracles as they transition to something else, but not herO. herO likes them. He commits them.
Yeah, considering as well how aggressively Elazer drones and that he skips the spores as well, I think losing 5 drones is probably completely fine. He can lose a few more drones than most other Zergs do just because he's making so very many of them. He cuts a lot of lings as well, so he does, yeah, cut a lot of corners to make this work, and as a result, we'll be losing drones here and there.
Yeah, it's a really interesting kind of prospect here where Elazer, because he's so greedy, because he over drones, one, if he doesn't lose any workers, he's actually in a really amazing position. Otherwise, he can afford to lose some drones here and there, as we do have a couple of stage traps being thrown down. It looks like only 2 workers will be caught up in them.
Yeah, very sneaky. Tries to catch the re-rally of the drones, but Elazer was aware of that, was looking as well. Doesn't get that queen caught out either, which would have been quite painful, as we do have Blink and +1 on the way. So you're just going to be going about this in the most standard way, and this is what's so impressive, really. He's not doing anything unusual. It's usually not some kind of weird trick. He's just doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, but he just does it better.
Yeah, he's just that damn good. As the 3 Oracles still alive, they haven't taken any hull damage whatsoever, and with the power of 3 Oracles, we can look to deny this 4th base. The Queens are going to try and waddle on in, but no, it looks like Elazer has recognized that he won't be able to save this, and he will be forced to cancel.
Yeah, the Queen's going to be heading on home behind this Elazer, getting that Roach Warren up at a pretty conservative time, as you normally do against the Stargate. herO should be powering along, should be expecting to see him throw down his 4th before too long as well, just because of how aggressively Elazer is droning.
Yeah, I would imagine so, as the Oracles dip back in. 6 drones do go down in addition to the workers that we lost earlier. herO is now looking to be active on the map. Blink and +1 about to kick in here in time for this push, and this is the herO style, tried and true. You're hyper aggressive with your first couple of stalkers. I love this. We have a reinforcing pylon behind this as well. We're hitting very crisply here with +1, and we don't have any roaches to defend right now, and a couple of workers even getting caught out, even an Overlord. Oh my god.
Yeah, his timing is so clean here from herO. He's going to look to get the deny on the 4th base, but meanwhile, Elazer going for a massive counterattack on the 3rd. Looks like he will be denied. There's been some Blink Stalkers warped in there. Yeah,
it looks like herO was fully aware of the potential of that counterattack. He does defend back at home. Meanwhile, the Queen will be going down, but the Lings do go for a massive surround, but the Oracles are here to protect the Stalkers.
Yeah, Stalker's going to wedge themselves into a corner. Those Oracles just going to be dancing around the Lings, taking out as many as they can. And the Stalkers are going to go down, but not without taking a hell of a lot of Lings down with them. And the reinforcements now arriving. herO threatening to snowball this situation. It's crazy how much he can get done with just a few Stalkers and a few Oracles.
Yeah, bearing in mind that he did just lose 8 Stalkers. Despite that, his macro has been so on point. The majority of the Lings have gone down. We do see them going for a bit of a counterattack, shutting down some of these reinforcing pylons, but Queens are falling. At least the second Queen does go down. Oof.
Yeah, Queen's going down. Big Stasis Trap going to go down as well. Not sure how much more energy these Oracles have, but reinforcing Stalkers are coming in. He cuts off the escape route as well, and man, this is just incredible stuff. The Stalkers, just the control, the macro, it's all so clean, and Elazer didn't really make any big mistakes leading up to this. It's just, it just hits different with herO.
I mean, the body blocking was beautiful. Like, the control was insane as well. GG gets called. herO has gotten out of control, and he takes game number 1 in a beautiful fashion. Oh my god.
GG. Really approaching perfection there.
Yeah, pretty much. I was kind of getting concerned with the surround from those Lings that we saw. Elazer, who was able to take down a lot of those Stalkers, but there were just so many more coming in to reinforce, and leading up to that, Elazer had bled out a lot as well, you know, trying to go for some counterattacks, trying to go for some run-bys. herO was there at every turn. That was just really impressive stuff coming out from our Korean Protoss.
Yeah, textbook stuff from the man who wrote the book, basically. As we're going to be hitting Neo Humanity next. So I'm really curious to see what herO has in store here. I also wonder if he's going to be hiding his best strats as well.
Yeah, that's the thing, because from that game we didn't really get to see anything too special, to be honest. Like, that's kind of what we expect to see from herO in these PvZs, so I'm sure he's keeping other builds closer to the chest. Other builds that, I mean, we're pretty familiar with, right? We've seen plenty of like mass Charlotte Oracle like based builds against Dark many a time, and these other Phoenix variations as well of his opener. Like, he's a very versatile player.
Yeah, but here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. Here he is on Neo Humanity, the red Protoss, playing for DKZ, hailing from South Korea. This is herO.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, going for a 14 hatchery, and the probe will not be able to get here in time. We have the oh my god, I was about to say we have the Polish Zerg player representing Team Liquid down in the series, but not out. It is Elazer. This time getting his base up and running. You love to see it.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, still just kind of enjoying that last game. It's so nice to see someone who's just at the absolute peak of a matchup. Kind of reminds me of watching like a Clem TVZ when Clem's in really good form as well, where it's basically just the first push is so well crafted, the follow-up is so clean that it just kills a top player straight up. It's just so crazy to watch.
Yeah, I remember casting. It's been a couple of months now, but casting ESL Cup Asias with Chase, and even though, you know, Chase is a Zerg player, whenever we would cast herO, like, he'd get really excited because like it doesn't matter, you know, what your main race is. Like, you can still like be in awe and just like appreciate what he can bring to the table and how he can execute his builds, and it's just, it can be really inspiring as well. You know, herO, he is considered to be the best Protoss in the world for a reason, and a big portion of that is just his execution of his builds, his control as micro. It's something to behold.
Yeah, I feel that he and MaxPax both have kind of set themselves pretty far apart from the rest of the pack lately. Just showing that they can just be so incredibly clean and so aggressive as well.
Yeah, I do definitely have to agree with that. And there are definitely elements of both MaxPax and herO that other Protoss players can kind of really exude as well. Like players like Creator, Classic. We have seen how aggressive they can be, but it's, I don't know, it's just that much more crisp with herO as well. You know, he isn't just aggressive, he's also got like the cleanest macro behind it as well. Yeah, we'll see if Elazer can pull it back here on Neo Humanity, as he was able to get his natural up and running, and he's for the most part able to get a pretty stable setup here in the early game.
Yeah, here we go. Here we're going to be sending that Adept straight across the map here, and there are no Lings here to meet it. Elazer sending only 2 Lings across the map. The next 2 are going to pop out now, but 2 drones going down already. Looks like that Shade should kick in just in time, so he gets the Oracle to safety as well. The Adept, sorry, to safety.
Yeah, it does escape in the end. The Oracle, as you were mentioning, is on the horizon as well, as we do have that Oracle opener. 2 Lings are going to be able to slip on in and confirm the scout overall. Looks like Elazer wants to maybe try to go for a pro, but no, herO is on top of that. Does shoo those Lings away. And we'll see if Elazer will have better luck here in this next game, in this next defense, as the Adepts are now looking to wreak some more havoc.
And this is nice as well. We have a bit of a semi-Hearthstone opening, where because of the very narrow opening where you can wall with 2 buildings, he's able to get his 3rd down before his 2nd gate, and he's going to be a little bit earlier.
Yeah, there you go. It is going to be a little bit earlier here. Behind this, of course, the first Oracle is already across the map. Just going to be parked out on top of the 3rd base. Just looking for any kind of stray units, but alas, nothing does show up in time. The Oracle will back off for the time being. We're waiting for the 2nd one to join up and to have that one-shot potential. Yeah,
there we go. Oracle's going to be coming on in. The Adept's going to be hitting at the same time, so creates a pretty interesting problem for the Zerg where the Queens are going to have trouble defending both, especially if there's not enough spores here. And Elazer does love to cut those spores.
He really does, and 3 drones will go down to these Adepts as they do shade towards the main base. Thankfully, this time we do have Lings to keep up with this, but before that happens, another, 2, 3 drones go down.
Wow, yeah, Elazer went for a very late link speed. This is actually insanely late.
Yeah, we can see that as he gets link speed, as it's halfway done, we're even now getting into the lair as well. So Elazer once again just trying to be as greedy as he can be, gets punished for it. At least these Adepts do seem to punish him for it.
It's actually completely wild. Knowing that herO is going to be as aggressive as he normally is, Elazer just wants to out-greed the aggression. So I believe link speed normally finishes up around 4 minutes, and this one's going to finish at like 5:30 or something.
Yeah.
So it's actually wild how he's just cutting everything for extra drones.
Yeah, and we'll see if it pays off in the end, right? It's like, so far, he hasn't lost too many workers, to be fair. He's only lost 7 drones in total, so maybe he can get away with it. He's now leading his opponents quite well here in the worker count. As the Oracles do dive into the main base, do get a scout of the tech, and Stasis Trap will be going off. Oh god!
Ooh. Oh, that was so close.
Jesus, yeah, it did seem like a bit of a delayed reaction, but Elazer does kind of only lose a couple of workers there in that Stasis Trap. Behind this, we're going in towards that Roach Warren, and we're actually not going for +1 melee.
Okay, +1 range going to be coming out. I think this is a nice adjustment to this map in particular. We do see Roach pushes quite a lot just because of the short distance once you break down these rocks through the center. And it looks like Elazer is going to be trying to hit a timing.
Yeah, +1 range not only does benefit these roaches, but also the queens as well, so we can commit into a very potent push through the center of the map. But herO is here to meet it, as he does get an eye on the creep spread. He's going to be able to get an eye on this forward hatchery as well. I don't know if herO can really do too much to deter this, but he's going to be applying pressure nonetheless.
Yeah, once again, goes for that forward pylon like he did in that last game. Is going to be looking to put the pressure on. This is a lot of Stalkers that he is pushing forward with, but I'm not sure if he's seen the roach count just yet. There you go, the roaches are going to be revealed now.
Yeah, now we do get eyes on these roaches. As a result, herO is going to be forced back because he has Blink. He's pretty safe to react here. He can use the terrain to just blink to a pretty safe location on the other side of these rocks, as the towers are going to be knocked down. The Stalkers! Oh my god.
Oh, this... My goodness, that was...
Yeah. Yeah.
That just blew my brain. That was insane. I'm pretty sure he tried to make that blink look like an accident so that Elazer would come in and set off the stasis trap.
Yeah, speaking of stasis
trap,
trap,
absolutely insane.
A second one goes off. The majority of the army is caught in these stasis traps, and we do see the rest of it just crumbling here before the sight of these stalkers. Roaches falling left and right. We do have the stasis traps running out, so Elazer is going to be able to force back his opponents, and herO is still just trading so well with these stalkers.
What am I watching? herO is just fighting with the regular stalker timing straight into basically a roach all in, and he's trading well. Yeah. This makes no sense.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, but we'll see if he can survive it, because it is a roach all in, as you were saying. Like, we are cutting workers here at 3 base saturation. We have a 4th, but only 4 larva. The queens are on the way. We want to push through the center of the map. We want to lay siege upon the 3rd base, but herO is setting up a bit of a backstab.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to continue to poke with these stalkers, just shaving off those roach numbers, taking the fight to Elazer. Crazy stuff here, and with that he buys himself so much time. Yeah, and that Immortal's going to pop now.
The Immortal's on the way, charge is done. We have the Dark Shrine on the way as well, which I love defensively, you know, kind of a bit of a Patty Mac maneuver as well. So we blink on forward, we focus down 1, 2, 3 Ravagers.
Yeah, this is a very aggressive blink, and he kind of sandwiches himself between these roaches, finds himself in a rather awkward position. I think he could be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I think so as well. A lot of roaches are being bled out. We do have a couple of zealots coming in to reinforce the stalkers. Do manage to blink up into the high ground to the safety of the shield battery of the overcharge, but is it going to be enough?
Yeah, do we have that overcharge? It's really important for herO that he keeps this Immortal alive, as this is starting to look quite scary for him. The Immortal does go down. The Stalkers remain. He is just holding on, but he really needs to repower this Robo.
He really does. DTs do get warped in defensively. The question is, do we have detection? The answer is no. It looks like Elazer hasn't recognized the threat of those DTs. Not yet. As herO, he was even holding on to that overcharge, by the way. He had one available. He just opted not to use it.
Yeah, crazy. The level of control that he has here. Really impressive. Immortals are coming out. Adept's coming out as... Archon's coming out as well. RoboBay is going to be coming down soon. I do think he's going to need disruptors sooner or later just to secure things. But once he does get there, he's going to be in a decent spot.
Definitely, as he is still up against the wall right now. Like, Elazer's been able to saturate that center base, take control of that gas. Guys are up to 77 workers, and now he can focus on rebuilding his army. He didn't lose too much in his initial assault. He was able to preserve a lot of his roaches and ravagers. And now, again, herO is a bit on the back foot. He has a pretty high-tech army, but we'll see if he can pull off this defense.
Yeah, it looks like Elazer is trying to drag this army out of position, and he's been pretty successful in doing so. Now he's going to be storming that natural, and what is there? There is that force field, so he's going to be allowing those lings to just drip on through. I mean, it does feel like whenever herO leaves an opening, it's on purpose. It's just mental.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to trade pretty efficiently because that a lot of roaches are going to be going down, and even though we were concerned for the life of herO here, as time goes on, this immortal count, this disruptor count is getting higher and higher.
How'd those get there? Looks like they were able to run in through the natural, but yeah, herO just has this kind of transient property to him that only the very best players have, where you see them in positions like this, and if you were casting anyone else, you would say that they're in a whole lot of trouble. But
Yeah.
for herO, it just feels like he's always got it under control.
Yeah, exactly. Even though Elazer has been maxed out at this point and close to maxed out for the past minute or so, he just hasn't really been able to make anything of this army. Bailing speed is about to really kick in though, but again, oh my god, some massive stasis traps!
Oh my goodness. Huge stasis traps take out half of the entire army of Elazer.
Ay, 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 and now with only half his army fighting, he's going to try and break this fourth base, but alas, there's too many Archons, too much Protoss here. Stasis Trap is about to run out. We do have a lot of Bailings here on the left-hand side. Up!
Yeah, we do, but the Disruptor's going to be timed beautifully. Massive shot from the Nova there. Takes out almost every Baneling.
Ay, ay, only a handful of Banelings remaining. The force fields do trap the army as well. Biles do take down an Archon, so good trade there from Elazer, but he's still going to be losing so much in the retreat.
My goodness, what a stunning sequence from herO though.
Exactly, just target firing a Ravager whenever he can. The Lings do go for a bit of a counterattack, and they are going to be forcing a bit of a cancel on this fifth base, so at least Elazer is able to keep herO contained to a lower base count, but you see that +1 air attack is on the way. herO is thinking about that Skytoss transition. He isn't there quite yet. He still only has one of those Stargates, but he's definitely on the way.
Yeah, and he shows it to Elazer too. I wonder if he's kind of playing some mind games here.
Yeah, like, as we see, like, we don't have a Fleet Beacon. Oh, no, never mind.
Okay, there we go. No.
Yeah, he's going for
it's
it.
real.
Yeah, he's going for the star. It's a Fleet Beacon as we speak. I think we've casted herO in this position before, where he delays his second Stargate, and he actually prioritizes the mothership first with that Fleet Beacon, as, we do get 10 probes going down.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, good amount of probes going down, so Elazer is starting to tie things up here. Gets that full scout on the main as well, but herO does find himself in a rather comfortable position going up into that fifth Nexus, slowly adding on that tech. And yeah, as you were saying, we usually do just see that mothership, and then I feel like from here, he's very slow and cautious about going into carriers.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's kind of a slow, methodical transition from him. He doesn't rush into it with like triple Stargate 3 Colossus production or anything like that. But before that happens, we have a lot of Bailings rolling on in, looking to take down this fifth.
Yeah, Elazer going to be hitting from every which angle here. We do have a few force fields left, so they should be able to at least redirect the Banes in such a way that we can save the probes, and that's exactly what's going to be happening. Is herO trading well enough, though?
That's the question, because this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of control. The Lings, they get on top of those Immortals. 2 Immortals do go down, and herO is struggling to hold on. Oh, God! Oof.
Oh, that's a huge Nova. My goodness, but herO's army is still looking pretty scary. His supply is quite low, so I think he does have to get something done here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he is pretty committed with this push. We saw this with Creator earlier today. The Roaches and Banelings are rolling on it. Elazer, all he has to do is survive.
Yeah, some nice splits, taking those Banelings mostly on the Stalkers. Wants to make sure that these Disruptors stay alive if possible, and to such effect, they are going to be dancing back and forth. Beautiful move from Elazer, going to be flanking with Lings, trying to take out the Disruptors, and we do slowly see both armies wilting away.
Yeah, exactly, but it looks like the Lings are, getting caught out by these Disruptors as well. It looks like Elazer will survive, but he did trade out quite a lot of his army for this. But here, his economy is in shambles. He lost so many workers earlier to the massive Baneling roundbys, to the massive Baneling counterattacks, and yeah, herO is not looking too hot here as a result.
Yeah, Elazer's looking to be in a very good situation. He's going up to past 80 drones now, so his economy is looking very healthy, especially compared to that of herO. herO's going to have to get a bit creative to get back into this one.
Yeah, and with that creativeness, it's time for the DTs. The Invisible Man has arrived. They're going straight for the bases. I think they could have gotten a lot of drone kills, but they go for the hatcheries nonetheless. At the same time, the wall is not a wall. The Lings, they do flood into the natural and the main base.
Yeah, that's pretty huge there. All these probes are going to be redirected. We have to have a warp in and the DTs as well, just to deal with all the Lings. And Elazer's harassment this game has been really good.
It really has been. I mean, Elazer does end up losing his hatchery on the left-hand side, but he just transfers his workers over towards the right-hand side instead. Like, his economy hasn't been disrupted too much, only losing one of his hatcheries, and herO is still struggling to hold on, still struggling to survive.
Yeah, that's right. herO is in a really rough spot now where, as good as the micro might be, Elazer can just overpower him now.
Exactly, he can overpower, he can overwhelm. He is looking to remax or rebuild his army with Lings, Roaches, and Ravagers. And yeah, herO, he just can barely hold on to his 4 bases, let alone think about a 5th base right now. He's going to be looking for a bit of a fight, but one Disruptor goes down immediately.
Oh yeah, great snipe on the Disruptor. Snipes out the extra 2 Novas as well, so herO's going to have to hold on for a little bit.
Yeah, he has to try and survive until his Novas do reset. Meanwhile, more Banelings are rolling on in, and 1 Baneling is all you need.
Oh boy, great connections. Good attention to detail there from Elazer.
Exactly, only using 1 for each half of that mineral line, and herO's going into carriers now, and Elazer sees it, by the way. He has an Overseer parked over this base, and he has plenty of time to react as well, to throw down a Spire if he so chooses to, or he can stay on Lingbane Roach Ravager, to be honest. We can look to max out as he's already at 200 supply.
Yeah, Elazer's just going to look to continue just battering away on this low tech here, and I think there's just going to be too much there for herO to deal with. It doesn't really matter how well he trades here. It's just trades happening at all are going to be in Elazer's favor.
Yeah, they really will, as we do have a massive Ling Roach counterattack here. This is going to pull the attention of herO to the left-hand side. At the same time, Baneling roundby over on the right-hand side is looking to catch herO inattentive, and it looks like there's a very delayed reaction.
Yeah, probe's going to be going down on this side because there is just so much happening in the middle of the map. It looks like Elazer is going to be taking this one down. The Banes are just crashing through absolutely everything. They take out the Disruptors as well, and herO is just completely out of options.
Yeah, there's nothing left. GG gets called as the first carrier arrives, and Elazer ties up the series 1-1.
Elazer fights back in equally convincing fashion there. Great play there on Near Humanity.
Yeah, definitely. The mass counterattacks run by, as the economy of herO was crippled quite heavily just because of the sheer amount of Banelings that were rolling around all over the place. Again, you were talking about it before when talking about how maybe Chappie's been getting some insight here into the mind of Elazer, but just, yeah, going for this mass Baneling style, we saw it against Creator as well, is working out quite well for Elazer.
Yeah, I mean, Elazer just had an insane start to that game. He cut so many corners. He only got 1 spore. He was skipping Lings almost entirely. His Ling speed was like a minute and a half late. He just skipped an absurd amount of corners. Having a look in the post game there, I think it said he had 70 drones at like 5:30 or something.
Yeah.
It said like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and from there he was just able to snowball. It was, yeah, really quite something out of our Zerg player, and as a result, we're making it all the way into game number 3.
Yeah, and I'm glad we are, because I am loving this and I love to see more of it. Here is spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon, the South Korean Protoss playing for DKZ. This is herO.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the Polish Zerg player once again going for that 14 hatchery representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer. So 2 games in a row now, he's been going for a 14 hatch into a 15 pool. And as you were saying, off the back of this, you saw it against Creator as well, just cutting so many corners, droning up so heavily. On Near Humanity, if you recall specifically, herO didn't do anywhere near as much economic damage to Elazer, so he was able to get it into that comfortable 70 worker count much faster compared to what we've seen previously.
Yeah, I do think as well the map plays into that a little bit. He should be able to have a bit more success on a map like this. I also love the respect from Elazer. I think it makes a lot of sense not ever letting the unnatural natural happen against herO, because herO is so aggressive with his first adept. If you're dealing with that with half the lings as usual because they're split up between the bases, I just think you take an absurd amount of damage.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. Oh boy, so yeah, this is maybe even a bit of a shift in the meta, because in the most current months here, or weeks, maybe month, 2 months of StarCraft, a lot of Zerg players have been looking to find ways to actually get their natural bases up and running against these top tier Protosses, whether it's going for a 15 hatch or even a 14 hatch like this, and the benefits are definitely worth it. You know, we're seeing it kind of spread far and wide amongst the Europeans and even the Koreans.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, especially against these players like herO and Max Packs, who are very often aggressive with their first couple of adepts, it's going to be a popular move.
Yeah, I do definitely think so. As behind this, we're finally getting our gas as well for Elazer at what, like the 30 drone count, or the 30 supply count. herO is going to be going for his Stargate opener, so pretty standard opener here from herO. But yeah, just pointing out that once again, kind of like that last game, Elazer really is delaying his gases by quite a bit.
Yeah, and I suppose this is as well why link speed is so late. I mean, Elazer really is pushing the limits here of grid.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I know that a big mantra for Zerg and ZVP is that link speed isn't really too important. As long as you have slowlings in position and your queens in position, like these first initial adepts shouldn't get too out of hand if you are able to take her natural. So yeah, Elazer's kind of taking that to the extreme in a way. And we'll see if he's able to minimize those losses. Meanwhile, we have 2 lings looking to sip on by into the main base, get a free scout up, and confirm the opener.
Yeah, there we go. Oracle is spotted. Nothing too surprising there coming out from herO. And also, nothing too surprising with herO going straight across the map. Looks like Elazer once again skipping out on those lings. Did get the third a little bit on the later side this time, but oh my goodness. He really does cut it fine with his defense.
He really does. We have 2 lings to defend right now, and 8 slowlings are on the way as we speak. It looks like they're popping out just in time for the adepts, so the adepts are going to have a hard time finding a little bit more damage, as we are forcing these drones to be morphed into buildings just to keep them alive.
Yeah, once again, this link speed is so late, and I don't think herO's really going to get the punish on it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, it doesn't have an abundance of adepts to really make use of that. We do have 2 of them shading into the natural base, but the lings are in position. They will be able to shut them down. Oh.
Yeah, there you go. 4 drones going to be going down. Oh, the drive-by with the... Oh, I actually get so triggered watching that. That was the oracles kind of glitch out sometimes, and instead of shooting, they just like move into the drone.
Yeah.
There's a glitch with the Oracle. I don't know why they haven't fixed it yet. I can't believe it happens to herO too. That's actually mental.
Yeah. I mean, he does get the drone in the end there. It took a couple of extra hits for it, unfortunately, but his Oracles are still alive. They're going to be looking to threaten that third base. At the same time, we have another 2 Adepts looking to shade into the natural as well. Again, trying to pull Elazer apart. I believe 6 drones have already gone down, but the Queens do push them back.
Yeah, the defense of Elazer this game has been absolutely fantastic. He's really feeling himself right now.
Yeah, he has the momentum. He has the confidence to go up against one of the best Protoss, if not the best Protoss in the world. Only 7 drones have gone down so far. The Oracles are still alive, to be fair, but the Queens, once again, are already waiting for him in the main, in the natural, at every turn.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how significant the hull damage on these Oracles is. I think they could have just straight up fought the 3 Queens in the main straight away if they weren't so low on health, but they are.
Yeah, 1 Oracle goes down for 2 Queens, to be fair. But the other 2 Oracles are going to try to make their way out of this, and the Queens do keep them penned back. We see Elazer going for his 4th base behind this. herO is not going for Blink. He is switching things up. He's going to be going for Charge Lots and Archons.
Yeah, okay, we did see Creator using this and going into an early robo as well. Similarly, herO is on a fairly low unit count. Looks like he's going to be relying more on just maybe putting a bit of pressure on with 2 Archons and a handful of Zealots.
Yeah, exactly. Not going to be overly committed here, as it looks like herO has rebuilt that Oracle. Again, he is one to do so if he does lose one early on, so you love to see that we have another Oracle active on the map. Elazer is just trying to keep an eye on things here with his Lings. The Oracles of herO once again diving in, and this time we'll get a couple more drones.
Yeah, herO really trying to extract some value out of this. Gets those extra drones, gets a creep tumor as well. Is doing a pretty good job keeping this creep penned back.
He really is, as he is going to be going for that Archon drop. The Lings are here to deny them, but the Oracles are here to support those Archons, and it looks like, the Archons will barely survive.
Yeah, just survives long enough to get the pick up there, and that's a decent amount of Lings that Elazer loses for free, though.
Yeah, it is a little bit dangerous, but Elazer is now working towards his Roach army as we speak. He's droned up to 79. Pretty healthy worker count here for Elazer. Now he can focus on his Lingbane Roach Ravager army composition once again, and we'll see how much more success he is able to find here against the Chargelet Archon of herO.
Yeah, it did work for him very well last time, but herO this time going to be splitting up his army between these Oracles, the couple of Depths in the Prism, which I believe will be getting a Zealot Warp in there, and he just has that defensive force back at his 4th.
Yeah, so he's looking to just hold on to that 4th base as he has map control with said Oracles, and Archon's going to be able to clear up some of this creep as well, but the Queens are in position. Another Oracle goes down.
Yeah, the rebuilt 3rd Oracle does go down. Behind this, we do see Disruptors coming out nice and early for herO, so this time he will have them in time for the push.
Yeah, 2 Disruptors are already out. We have another couple on the way as well, as herO is pushing through the center of the map. Elazer needs a little bit more time, though. He has 20 Banelings on the way, but they're not quite ready yet.
Yeah, but Elazer has quite a lot of supply here.
Oh.
He does have... yeah, he does just have so many units here prepared for this, and a beautiful concave, but herO, once again, fantastic stasis trap, going to be using that as a little bit of a force field, trying to break his way on in. The counter attack from Elazer, they're picking up a Disruptor. That is a huge pick off there.
Yeah, definitely 1 Disruptor does go down for free. Meanwhile, Bailey Speed kicks in just in time to take down every single one of those Zealots, and the remaining ones are going to be going down as well.
Yeah, the Zealots are getting massacred, and now this tech army looks to be surrounded. Elazer just with an absurd supply right now. I suppose because of all those corners that he cut in the early game once again, and herO just not being able to get the damage that he needed.
Yeah, can he recall out of here because we have the surround being set up? Elazer is diving on this army. Novas are going to be going off, but it looks like they will find some connections, but everything here is going to be going down.
Yeah, some connections, but that's so much tech. Oh boy, yeah, just so many of these Archons going down. Quite a few Disruptors going down as well. looks like herO is in some serious trouble.
Yeah, at the same time, looks like there was a bailing run by at the third base, and a mineral line went down. Speaking of, we have a couple more bailings rolling on in. This time they will be denied entry, but Elazer has so much momentum going his way. herO took a hefty blow to his economy, a hefty blow to his army. He has a decent disruptor count, but that's all he has. He has, what, 4 disruptors and 3 archons.
Yeah, I mean, it's just wild to me how one-sided the first game was, and then how one-sided these games have been.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like Elazer, he just needs to get into the swing of things. He just needed to actually have control of the early game as well. If you remember, it was game 1 where he was denied his natural, if you recall, despite going for that 15 or attempting to go for a 14 hatch. As the Archons have arrived, we do see herO committing quite hard here towards the bottom left, but Elazer is pushing on the right. Is he watching?
Yeah, Elazer putting on a lot of pressure. We do have these 5 disruptors. They're looking rather exposed, but the Oracle keeping an eye on everything that's going on. The Zealot's starting to get some good damage here. Elazer quite a bit out of position with these roaches and doesn't really get that much done with them at the same time.
Oh, the drones, they're left a little bit idle, and the Archon does fall prey, or does dive upon them, as looks like this is going to get cleaned up. Oh, the Archon is going to be going down at the same time. A bailing run by.
Yeah, I guess there was just a little bit too much going on because it felt like that Archon could have been saved there. The Prism almost coming back as if it's looking for it. But, we do have a few more units being warped in here for herO. Pretty much just the Robo and Archons here. More like mech style army for the Protoss.
Yeah, very high-tech army. Not quite too much supply to work with. Is it going to be enough as Elazer's looking to remax once again and pull apart herO's attention? He's going to have an army here towards the north, an army towards the south as well. herO is going to be committing and looking to reinforce with a lot of Zealots and these High Templar.
Yeah, that's a mineral line gone.
Yeah, 1. That second mineral line goes down as well. So once again, herO is having a hard time keeping up with the bailing run-bys, and Elazer is looking to collapse on this army. You do have a solid stasis trap, but there's still so much Ling Bane.
Yeah, huge stasis trap, but the micro is really good from Elazer, the way that he's ducking in and out, dodging out those disruptor shots, and he is just going to be smashing his way through this army despite losing so much of his DPS to these stasis traps.
Exactly. The stasis traps were good, but they were not good enough to make up for such a massive supply deficit. As herO, he just time and time again, he just isn't able to keep up with these bailing run-bys. Time and time again, he has to resaturate his workers, and I'm impressed. Despite losing so many probes this game, I'm afraid to look. He's lost 48 probes so far. His worker count isn't looking too bad, but it's just more resources that need to be invested there instead of his army.
Yes, we just see another massive stasis trap to the right-hand side here. Yeah, just having a little bit of a think about what's been happening this series. It does almost feel like herO didn't want to let Elazer have the momentum, and even though Elazer's playing such an aggressive style, he's still being aggressive into it, and I wonder if that's part of what's going wrong here, where Elazer is playing such a low-tech style.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Elazer's army is meant to trade, and for herO to keep pushing into him, like, that's ideal, you know? Like, we talk about this all the time, especially with, like, some of the other matchups. But, like, Elazer, he wants to engage, he wants to take these fights, and herO's just been giving it to him.
Oh, so many more probes going to be going down. This base is going to get absolutely shredded. I mean, herO is hanging in there. This is such an important game here for him. This is his chance to go straight into the knockout bracket. Of course, he will be able to go into that lower side of the bracket if he does not succeed here, but I'm sure he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, potentially Creator's waiting for him, and in a PvP, anything can happen, but here we go, the Ling Bane rolling on forward. Once again, Massive Nova is going to be going off, shaves off a couple of Lings. Oh, but even takes out an Archon towards the end. They're not the best connections.
Yeah, 2 Archons going down. The Disruptors are going to be hooking those Nova shots out and around the corner, but there are just so many units going down constantly for herO. The wall is not a wall. These Lings will be flooding on in.
Yeah, they get into the natural, into the main base. At the same time, the main army is getting ready to once again lay siege upon that third base. Bearing in mind that herO did lose his 4th, and he's just struggling to deal with all of this. He just doesn't have the supply. He doesn't have the units to really peel off and deal with this as he loses another mineral line.
Yeah, I mean, these have been incredible games, but herO is looking pretty dead.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty impressive army, so maybe he can go essentially all in, try to go for one big fight, but we were talking about it. Elazer, with this Lingbane Roach Ravager army, he wants you to push onto creep, he wants to set up that surround, and he wants to engulf the Protoss army, so I'm sure he's waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm sure he is here trying to make magic happen with his incredible micro and multitask, but we've seen that he is trying to finesse his way into protecting himself from a sledgehammer. I mean, Elazer just does not care how fancy your macro is, how good these trades are. He just has more than you.
It really does. Again, an efficient trade here. What seems to be a bit of a more efficient trade on the right-hand side, as hero's trying to get a fourth base up and running. If he can somehow expand and take another base, then maybe we can get a game out of this, as it looks like these roaches will be cleaned up.
Yeah. Oh, they are just going to be cleaned up. We do have the disruptors chasing on down these last few roaches. herO has been taking some really nice trades as of late, but I mean, he's not getting a winning position out of good trades. He's barely getting his fourth up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's struggling to survive. Meanwhile, his opponent is thriving so much here with all these bases, has been able to remax once again, and here we go, potentially the final fight of the game. We do see the disruptors getting surrounded here. We do see herO being pinned in.
Oh, herO once again trapped into a corner from all the units of Elazer. More and more units just flooding in from every direction. Elazer, he is that campaign Zerg with the infinite resources. He is just a non-stop flood of units, and herO has not been able to adapt to it.
Yeah, exactly. He really has not in this best of three, not mid-series, as the Banelings roll in once again. A middle line will be falling for I don't know how many times already this game. Disruptors are coming out doing what they can, and they get some decent connections, but alas, there's just so much Zerg here. The swarm has arrived.
Yeah, and that fourth that he fought so damn hard to get up does go down. The last few probes go down as well. Elazer has been relentless here, and he gets the win against herO.
GG, well played. Elazer will take the series, takes the ace match, and will be advancing on into the knockout bracket 2-1 over herO, over the best Protoss player in the world. GG, well played.
GG. And that last game was insane, honestly. That never felt even close. I feel like Elazer was so far ahead from the early game, and honestly just got further and further ahead from there.
Yeah, he really did. And I mean, herO, it's not like he was taking too many losses early on either. It's just that he was building up towards that big push, right? With his Chargel Archon, with his first, I want to say 2, maybe 3 disruptors as well. I think it was 2 disruptors, and his 3rd disruptor got caught out by the Link counterattack. But again, like, I feel like you hit the nail on the head. I feel like you spoke about how Elazer, with this style, like, his army is built to trade, and he wants to fight. He wants his opponent to push into him onto creep, and every single time herO moved out, it felt like that's exactly what Elazer wanted. We saw him just fight so well, at least out on the map.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few key moments. We had 2 massive Zealot run-bys that just ate Banelings to the face. I feel like that's when Elazer really took over things.
Exactly. The Banelings, there was the entrapping all of the disruptors as well. It was the positioning of the army. It was the Baneling counterattacks as well. We saw multiple times herO just a little bit of a lapse in judgment, or lacking in the attention, just losing mineral line after mineral line as well to these Baneling run-bys. It was just all a little bit too much, all snowballing out of control a little bit too quickly. And yeah, really impressive stuff there by Elazer.
Yeah, crazy stuff. And I have to say, I think it does all come down to that early game. The amount of corners that he cuts in the early game is just absolutely absurd. And I wonder how it looks as well if herO plays like a bit more of a sneaky glaives timing, like an Oracle into glaives or something like that. Just because, I mean, his link speed was, I mean, There's some Zergs in the chat. I see Ibra in the chat there as well. Maybe he can correct me if I'm wrong, but 530 link speed just feels absurdly greedy. I feel like he should not be getting away with that. And if he does, he's just going to be so far ahead.
This reminds me of the herO matches that we saw earlier, right? So we talk about Spirit, we talk about Hearthstone, the Hearthstone matches.
Awesome.
Yeah, we talk about Spirit, we talk about Hearthstone. Now we have to talk about Elazer as well. These players, they're just coming in today. They're coming into this tournament with such greedy play styles that we aren't really used to. I say we aren't used to, the Koreans aren't used to. And it's taking them a little bit of time here to really adapt. We saw that even DRG against Hearthstone, he didn't really know how to punish him too hard. And we saw how easily Lambo did, right? And I'm sure a lot of that is just because, you know, Lambo has more practice with it. He knows.
He's used to it,
yeah, he's used to it. The Koreans aren't. And as a result, we have players like Hearthstone, players like Elazer getting away with so much and, yeah, getting out of control as a result.
Yeah, I feel like as well, it might have just thrown herO for a bit of a loop. I mean, herO always plays such a momentum-based style, where he's playing, momentum or tempo, I guess is probably a better word for it, where he's expecting you to be developing at a certain rate, and he's constantly hitting you at these different checkpoints. Whereas Elazer is just like starting at this checkpoint, and herO's trying to like climb this ladder when herO's already at Elazer's already at the top.
Yeah,
like it's impossible at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's why I find these matchups so fascinating to me, because this is what I love about seeing these two regions collide, is that, you know, we have they have their own meta, they have their own play styles, and obviously they don't play against each other too often. So when they do meet up, instances like this do happen, right? And as you were saying, I'm sure if the Protoss opponent was far more aggressive early on, they could punish Elazer 100%. Alas, herO will not have a chance to try that. He won't be able to have a second chance here because Elazer advances on and herO has to face off against a very different player.